So Travis, what's the most exciting thing going on at Reynolds right now?
There's a lot of things, and I'm sure most people would probably expect me to say something around AI, which we're doing some really cool things with AI, but it's actually robotics. We've got a parts delivery robot, Relo, that is doing phenomenal things. It's really exciting.
From the Aishin Broadcast Studio, it's the Executive Spotlight.
Welcome to the AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today our guest is Travis Hafer from Reynolds Reynolds. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, Brian?
I'm really happy to have you here. I want to talk about Relo. Tell me about Relo. What is it? How does it work? It's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's unique in the marketplace. It's our parts delivery robot. So our goal here was to try to see where we could take something within the parts department, maybe create a little more excitement there, and help it be more efficient and more effective. So with our Reynolds dealers specifically, we've actually got Relo built into AirIgnite. So dealers that are on AirIgnite don't have to change any of their processes. They don't have to change anything that they're doing. They just become more effective. We've even created an app so that our non-Reynolds DMS customers can also benefit from Relo. So that allows them to be able to go in, institute Relo. We'll do site surveys and make sure that it's able to get around within the parts department, not bumping into anything. And it's really cool to watch. And once the technicians kind of understand the benefits for them, then we're able to go in and we're seeing huge increase in tech efficiency because they're now spending more time in their bays, they're getting more done, and it's really, really cool to watch and see benefits. So I'm very excited about what else is really to come down the road with Relo.
Yeah, I saw the Relo at your facility in Dayton, Ohio, and it was so impressive. I mean, it moves around, it talks to you. At NADA, it was playing music.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's got a pretty cool feature to it. At NATO, we had it with little water bottles and things kind of moving around, and then we also were doing a little mock kind of delivery of parts. I was trying to figure out how I could get it for my pool. Didn't seem like that was going to be functional, but it's very neat.
Yeah, that's a great idea. You be at the pool. Hey, I need a beer.
It brings me back to Rocky.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to shift gears and go from robotics to compliance.
Okay.
Compliance. There's a lot of talk about compliance. Tell me, what's your perspective on the compliance landscape?
Yeah, I mean, compliance is one of those things. It may not be the most exciting thing when you think about it. But it's top of mind for dealers specifically, even at the state level, because dealers are looking at a lot of things, litigation. There's heavy fines. More and more people are looking at opportunities to make money. So making sure that your documents and everything are compliant is really critical. So we've actually got a team of compliance experts that go around the country, visit with dealers, and they do an audit. So these reps have F&I and dealership backgrounds, so they know what they're looking for, and they will audit deal jackets to make sure that none of your documents are out of compliant, out of date. Because sometimes we will see documents that are 2 and 3 revisions old. We see a lot of times where the language and the way that it's worded in certain documents can really put the dealer at risk. And it may only be one time in 10, 15 years, but that one time can cost a dealer anywhere from 20, 30, 40 grand upwards to a couple $100,000.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that you got to keep an eye on.
Definitely, yeah. So we go out there, we want to make sure that everybody's aware of what they have in their deal jacket that could put them at risk or that is out of date or out of compliant. And then we just make recommendations on what would be the best way to solve that situation and put them in the best possible spot.
So you mentioned that the states are getting involved. Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, actually, California CARS Act is a perfect example. So the state of California is making huge changes within the compliance space, and along with their team and our in-house attorneys, they've been working numerous hours trying to get everybody prepared for that so that we can make sure that all their dealers are compliant, all the documents are updated. This is a perfect example of that, and there's going to be more other states to follow suit. Compliance is one of those, almost the way that marketing did for the last 3 to 5 years. It's changing at such a rapid pace. Our recommendation to dealers is don't sit and wait. You want to get out in front of it. So being able to, again, go back to our team of compliance experts, that'll put you in the best possible spot.
Yeah, I mean, just sitting around and waiting doesn't seem like a solution. I mean, that's kind of like walking onto a mousetrap. I mean, that's the only way you find out, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to be put in that situation because, again, like I told you before, it only takes one time, and you ultimately regret it. So don't wait on that one time.
Well, let's talk about your law line of products. Talk to me about what that is and how it works.
Yeah, so our law library, it's unique to Reynolds, and it's really the anchor of our compliance team. So it's everything we do from a documents perspective, and we've got partnerships at numerous states, and our law library really does a great job because along with Hudson Cook, the state ADAs, and our in-house team, they maintain and make sure that that entire law library is current, compliant, and state specific, which that's the critical part right there because, as I mentioned, California has the CARS Act that's going in. Other states don't have that just yet, but I expect them to follow suit. So having someone being able to make sure that all these documents are compliant, but also compliant how it is within each state is critical. So, again, I love seeing what the benefit of the dealership is. I love seeing how it is now at the state level and how everyone working together can really make this, a great way to protect our dealers.
Great. Well, you recently got a promotion. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Tell me about your new role and what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so I've moved into Vice President of Strategic Partnerships. And what that means, is that it's really kind of fluid role. So at this point, the primary function that I'm going to be focused on is the state ADAs, so the Automotive Dealer Associations. And my goal is to, work with them and see what are they struggling with? Where do they need help at the state level? And then how will that benefit their dealers? And then more importantly, how can Reynolds help benefit that? So that's really been the big piece, and I'm having some early on success with some of the meetings, and it's going great, and I see a huge opportunity for us to work together. In addition to that, I'm also working with some of our larger dealer partners. So think, Hendrick, Penske, AMSI, Swickard. These are some of the larger dealer groups in the U.S., and they have unique needs similar to the way a state it would be. So my goal is to work with my team of reps and make sure that the solutions that we have with those states fall in line. Compliance being obviously a huge one because those dealer groups have stores across multiple states. So you can't just run it one way because you have that dealer group. So you have to be aware, and our job is to help them the best we can, how it is in this state and how it differs maybe from one of the other states that they have stores in.
So you mentioned that you're working with the ADAs. What does that relationship look like?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting because when you see what they're doing for their dealer members, it's a critical role. And so, the last 4 to 5 years, Reynolds has been investing in adding more and more people into the ADA space to support them because we want to make sure that not only are the state ADAs, but also their dealer members have everything they possibly need.
Yeah.
And it's a great relationship because as they come out of legislation and they know now where the focus needs to be, any changes, any support, they're going to be working with me and the rest of the team within Reynolds to make sure that any necessary changes, any necessary updates, whatever support they need, we're going to be able to help them out.
Wow. So so beyond just helping them to navigate, what new laws or new compliance, I guess, edicts would dictate. Sure. You're also helping them to develop the new contracts or the new language that you have to have in your agreements and all the way down.
Yeah. And even to an extension of that, just from a consultative perspective, when there are things that can help their dealers make more money or be more efficient or again reduce risk, whether that is in compliance or maybe somewhere else, fixed ops or variable. Because of my background with Reynolds, I can, help them out and drive them to a direction that's going to benefit them.
Great. Well, let's talk about the dealer groups. You mentioned
Sure.
large dealer groups.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about, what that relationship looks like and what you're doing with them.
Yeah. So, large dealer groups are unique because, with them having stores that cross over states, there's going to be different challenges that someone that only operates within one state maybe doesn't encounter. So for us, being able to help them be able to standardize process while also making sure we kind of adjust necessarily based off of states and any things that are different there, it helps them kind of, build up a process that works for them from the group level, but then also from a store level, adjust accordingly by state. So it's really exciting, and it's been neat to kind of delve into that space and see what our reps are able to do with their stores, their corporate level team. It's really exciting. So partnering with Asbury and Hendrick and Penske and AMSI and Swickard, it's really cool to watch.
Compliance and F&I are clearly very important to ADAs and large dealer groups. Yep. What else are you working on?
Yeah, so I've been with Reynolds for 15 years now, and we've evolved as the industry's changed multiple different times, and now's no different. So you're seeing the rise in AI and robotics, as I had mentioned earlier, and it's really exciting to watch what Reynolds does to really elevate. Obviously, we've got the best DMS in the business, and with our retail management system, where everything is connected, it's all one system. The simplicity of that for dealers and how that comes together is really remarkable to see. I've had a tremendous number of conversations with dealers over the years where, when they see how all of that works together and how that allows them to be more efficient and more effective at their stores, it's very cool to watch. And, what we're doing with AI, in true Reynolds fashion, we're doing it differently. So, one of the things that I see with AI, and I saw this in my marketing experience as well, is if the data that is building out and training your AI is dirty, there's going to be mistakes that are going to come with that. So what Reynolds has done is we've built Spark AI first. So that is our unified data layer. And the goal behind that is to make sure that all the data within Spark, within that foundation, is clean and accurate, or as accurate as we can. So it wouldn't do us any good to utilize data where, maybe you've got, your New Jersey home address and your Ohio address both on there, or it's only got your Ohio address and not New Jersey, or it's got a car that you haven't owned in 8 years, and it was like 2 vehicles ago. Maybe it's got your work email address, but the most accurate, most marketable email address would be your Gmail. Having that data at the ground level now will determine just how effective your AI can be as you expand into wherever you take AI, whether it's fixed ops, whether it's variable, F&I, marketing, you name it.
I did do a demo of Rey, and I was impressed because I kept asking questions. Can it? Yes. Yeah. Can it? Yes. I was trying to find something that it couldn't do, but all I got was yeses.
Yeah. And so Spark is, like I said, the unified data layer. And what Rey is going to be is our agent to actually start to do work for the dealers. So there's various reports that GM, GSMs, and dealers want that may take time, whether it's an automated report or a manual, and Rey's going to be able to do it in no time.
Yeah, I mean, I asked the question. I said, if I have 5 service riders and one of them is weak on selling transmission service, can Rey tell me and bring that to my attention? And I was trying to stump it. Yeah. And the answer was yes. I was like, wow, okay, it can do anything.
Yeah, and it all starts with Spark. Yeah. And so because of that, it helps Rey be faster, more accurate, more efficient, more effective. So the information that it's going to be, bringing and doing for the dealers is it's going to be outstanding to watch because it's only going to get better. Wow. Yeah.
I do want to tell a joke.
Okay.
The last time you and I were on camera together, we were probably definitely holding hockey sticks and skating.
That's a safe bet. So we're going back about 30 years at least, but actually probably longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
A little over 30 years. Yeah. Yep.
I think we're still looking good for our age.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything more you'd like to share with our audience today, Travis?
Yeah. If you are expecting the auto industry to just stop and not evolve or change anymore, buckle up. It's going to continue to change, and it's probably going to rapidly change even faster than it has in the last 3 to 5 to 10 years. So, my goal and Reynolds' goal is to be there and working with our dealers, working with the state ADAs, our in-house team to make sure that we're ready and that we're looking for ways to continue to evolve and adapt and help our dealers improve. So, whether it be the rapid changing, compliance like that we discussed, space, or if it's robotics, how and where AI goes, who knows? But, we're going to continue to make sure we're doing all of our due diligence to be there and support our dealers and local partners. It's so cool to watch because, like, I know we've got the best people in the business. I have had dealers for years tell me that Reynolds has the best people, both from our sales team to our in-house team in Houston, Dayton, Tampa, and the other office that are supporting us. So that's always great. Like I mentioned, I think we've got the best products in the business, especially ones that are a complete ecosystem. That retail management system is, there's a reason that it's as powerful as what it is for our dealers, and that's why they make more money. So just seeing what's ahead, it's really exciting, and I can't wait to be a part of it. And I believe that Reynolds is always going to be a part of it, no matter what. So yeah, I can't wait to see how it goes.
Hey, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, Brian.
Yeah. And thank you for taking the time to join us for this AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, our guest has been Travis Hafer from Reynolds Reynolds. We hope to see you again on a future episode. This one's Over the Curb and Burning Gas.